At first glance, the life of a honey badger might seem like the ultimate dream. Tough, fearless, and practically invincible, these creatures are some of the most notorious animals in the wild. Thanks to countless viral videos and internet memes, the honey badger has earned a reputation as the ultimate badass of the animal kingdom. You've probably seen them boldly attacking venomous snakes, charging at predators twice their size, and simply refusing to back down from anything. They don't care about the odds. They fight, they win, and they live to tell the tale. But here's the thing. Being born a honey badger actually sucks. It's not the fearless, indestructible life you might think it is. In reality, it's a life full of constant danger, gross meals, and loneliness, where survival is always hanging by a thread. Let's start with the biggest issue: danger. Being a honey badger is like living on the front lines of a battle you didn't sign up for. The moment you're born, you're a walking target. While other animals might roam in packs for protection or have a family to look out for them, honey badgers don't get that luxury. They're born into a world where it's you against the entire savannah. And let's just say, not everyone has your best interests at heart. Lions, leopards, hyenas, and even crocodiles are all eyeing you as their next meal. They'll chase you, stalk you, and try their best to bring you down. Sure, honey badgers are notorious for their ability to fight back with reckless abandon, and their fearlessness often sends larger predators running. But that doesn't change the fact that you're constantly at risk. Every day is a gamble. One minute you're minding your own business, and the next, you're sprinting for your life from a pack of hyenas. Sure, you've got a reputation for scaring off predators, but that doesn't mean you get to take a break. Survival becomes an endless game of cat and mouse, except you're always the mouse, and everyone else is trying to catch you. And speaking of survival, let's talk about what you're actually surviving on. If you're a honey badger, your diet is anything but appetizing. Forget about grazing on grass or hunting a nice, juicy antelope. No, honey badgers are scavengers and opportunistic feeders, which means your menu consists of some of the grossest, most dangerous creatures imaginable. You'll spend your days hunting scorpions, digging up venomous snakes, and occasionally picking at rotting carcasses. Sounds delightful, right? Sure. Honey badgers have an incredible tolerance for venom, which means they can munch on things like cobras and vipers without worrying about the deadly side effects. But just because you're immune to the venom doesn't make it any less of a hassle to catch and eat these creatures. You'll spend hours digging through dirt and searching out venomous creatures, all while constantly putting yourself in harm's way. And while you may be able to feast on venomous snakes without being affected, that doesn't make it any less disgusting or exhausting. It's like being stuck at a buffet that only serves expired, moldy food, and you have to eat it to survive. No breaks, no choices, just the constant grind to find your next meal. But the real kicker is that nobody cares about you. You're born alone, and you stay that way. No doting mother, no father to protect you, no siblings to share the load. From the moment a honey badger is born, it's basically on its own. There's no warm embrace from mom, no cozy den to nap in, just the harsh, cold reality of survival. While other animals are cared for in their early months, learning from their parents or bonding with their pack, honey badgers get none of that. The second you're born, you're already on your own, and the world doesn't care if you survive or not. You're tiny, helpless, and have no one to teach you the ropes. The clock starts ticking the moment you leave the womb, and the pressure to survive is immediate. While a lion cub might learn how to hunt from its pride, or a baby elephant might follow its mother and siblings for protection, a honey badger has to figure it all out by itself. Fast. It's a brutal initiation into the world, and it's only the beginning. Once you make it past those early vulnerable days, the life of a honey badger doesn't get any easier. As an adult, you live a solitary existence. There's no community to rely on. While other animals might thrive in packs or social groups, honey badgers are lone wolves, or lone badgers to be exact. They don't form bonds with others, don't hang out with family or friends. It's just you against the world 24/7. Sure, you might be known as the tough guy who can take on lions and survive cobra bites, but it's a life of constant struggle. You're always fighting for food, always searching for shelter, and constantly defending yourself from predators. The world is a relentless place for a honey badger. You don't get the luxury of comfort or companionship. Every inch of ground you take, every territory you claim is yours to defend, and it's exhausting. And don't think that being the toughest animal on the planet is a walk in the park either. Being a honey badger comes with a lot of pressure. Everyone expects you to live up to the hype. You're the fearless, invincible creature that takes on all comers, and there's no room for weakness. But the truth is, survival isn't about being a badass all the time. It's about scraping by and making it through each day. You have to constantly prove yourself, constantly fight off bigger predators, constantly look out for yourself. While other animals might get to relax and enjoy a quiet day, you're always on alert. You're always thinking about the next threat, the next danger, the next challenge. That kind of life takes its toll. Sure, you're a warrior, but it's not an easy life to live. And let's not forget the beginning of a honey badger's life. Being born isn't any easier. While other animals have the luxury of being nurtured by their parents, a baby honey badger starts its life with nothing. It's small, weak, and totally defenseless. There's no help from mom, no protection from dad. From the very first moment, you're thrust into a harsh, uncaring world where every single day is a fight for survival. You're born into a world that doesn't hold your hand and doesn't give you any breaks. There's no time for play, no time for rest. You have to learn how to survive and fast because the world is already trying to eat you. The second you take your first breath, you're already on your own, and there's no going back. So, the next time you see a honey badger charging at a cobra or fearlessly battling a lion, remember, it's not all fun and games. Yes, they're tough, they're fearless, and they've earned their reputation as the toughest animal around. But that doesn't mean life is easy. In fact, being born a honey badger is one of the toughest, most grueling existences in the wild. It's a life of constant danger, constant struggle, and constant loneliness. So, no matter how cool it looks to be a honey badger, know this: the reality of living like one is far from glamorous. You're tough, sure, but at what cost? Being born a honey badger might seem like a gift, but it's actually a brutal, exhausting fight for survival every single day. And in the end, that's not as awesome as it looks.